All right. I think I see the red light. That means we are live. It also means that I'm Brent Leary. I don't know why that meant I'm Brent Leary because I was Brent Leary before that, but I am really glad to be here. It's my first recording or live stream of the week, and I'm really excited because we're going to be talking about billing. I know sometimes people say that billing isn't exciting, but it's exciting when that billing turns into actual money in your accounts. So we're going to be talking about automating your billing process with Zoho Billing. And joining me today, this is really cool, an all-star lineup. We have Ziva from Zoho, who is the global head of Zoho Finance and Operations Suite. And then, of course, of course, people who are very familiar with small business trends know Ivana Taylor from DIY Marketers and Anita Campbell, who is the CEO and publisher of Small Business Trends. It's great to see everybody. Thanks for taking time to do this.
Yeah, great to be here. And Siva, wow, I'm impressed that you're joining us from India. It's great.
Yeah. Thanks, Brent. Thanks, Anita. Thanks for having me on the show.
Great to be here.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Brent.
Great to be here.
And Siva, thanks for staying up because I know it's kind of late over there. It's like 8:30
We are
already.
used to this.
So let's get into it because recently Zoho came out with Zoho Billing, and it's definitely something that a lot of small businesses think about because they don't really want to have to go through all the steps every month to billing, or not even just month. It could be real time, and so having a tool or a platform or a service that helps small businesses automate that is something that I know small businesses are very excited about. So why don't you talk to us a little bit about just we'll start at the top. Give us an idea about what you have put together with Zoho Billing and how will that help small businesses get through this process. It's a necessary process. It's a difficult process, and how does Zoho Billing help with it?
Thanks, Brent. Yeah. So what we have tried with Zoho Billing is to make sure that it solves the end-to-end billing problem for the SMEs. Okay. So to start with, like the most important thing is like if we are selling something, right? It could be a product, it could be a service or whatever. The most important thing is to manage the product catalog, right? So we start with that. So we make it really easy to manage the catalog. So the business could be selling a product, or it could be a combination of products, or it could be service, or it could be a mix of all those. Okay. So we make it literally easy to create and manage the product catalog, right? And the businesses may have a different type of customers. So, say for example, they may have a wholesale customer, they may have some retail customers, and all those, right? So we also make it easy for them to come up with differential pricing. Okay. And similarly, they may have different billing methods. Like, say, for example, they could be billing for the usage, or it could be based on the units or volume or tier based and all those. Okay. So we actually address all those billing use cases. And over and above that, handling discounts and all those. So we literally make it easy for doing all this. And when it comes to billing, literally, right, we make it easy for the businesses to send out their invoices. We start with right from we handle the entire compliance part, the tax part. Like, say for example, we have editions for 14, 15 different countries where actually if the businesses have to send out the invoice, they don't have to worry about the tax calculations and all those. They just select the customer, they just select the item that they are actually selling. So based on these two combination, we automatically map the tax and show the tax, right? So they can just look at the tax, and then they can just go ahead. So we try to solve the billing problem. So product catalog, handling the billing end to end, and over and above that, we also try and manage the customer life cycle, right? So we actually try to handle the customers. Like, say for example, your selling process could be completely different. Say for example, certain cases you actually um, will be into a subscription model, right? So right from handling the lead all the way to managing the trial and then the customer becoming an active customer. And then again, this customer can actually upgrade or downgrade, or he can actually just be normally using the service, right? So we handle all these use cases. And over and above that, even if the customer is just buying things from the website, okay, he's not into subscription model, he's just buying things from the website, we try to automate the entire quote to cash process, right? From sending out the quote to then converting this quote to invoice, all this. Okay, so we try to handle this billing end to end. So that's what we do with the Zoho billing product.
I'm gonna go to Ivana. Siva just said a lot. There's a lot going on there. you're a marketer. You speak for the marketers, and marketers have to do all this stuff too. So how does something like this? How does a platform to automate all the things that Siva just said? How important is that to marketers? Because I don't think they would like to do a lot of this on their own.
You know, Brent, earlier you said, and I have to be one of these people, dealing with invoicing, billing, pricing, anything having to do with money is like sticking a fork in your eye. But Siva said something so important that speaks to small business owners when they have their marketing hat on. And that is thinking from the perspective of product or service. Of course, we call that an offer. Right. And that is one thing, as I've used, for example, I've used QuickBooks Online in the past, and I'm switching over to billing now because it thinks like I think. So QuickBooks thinks like an accountant thinks. Like your accountants, they love that stuff. But we business owners think in terms of products and services. So here's a real example, and this just illustrates why I'm so excited about this going from sort of product out. Because one of the pieces of advice I give to all my clients and all my entire community to be profitable is to make a list of every single product and service that you offer. Just to give you some examples, it might be a customer call. It might be sending emails. Maybe they're tasks that you do. Any type of product or service that you create, that you offer, has a cost and a price attached to that, because that's how we think. You put that inside of Zoho Billing's items. There is like items that you are selling. You put those in there, you describe that. And I just want to reiterate, I'm not sure which screen it's in, but you can actually put the cost of what it takes for you to produce that. So there is a cost piece and there is a price piece. So they allow you to have that in there. And then now you have an inventory of all the things you sell and what you want to charge for that. Then you can bounce over and you can start creating offers. You can start creating bundles. And a lot of coaches, consultants, and online marketers do, let's say they do an online event where they want to sell something very, very specific. You can create that bundle. Then you can create things that Siva hasn't mentioned yet, but they're called add-ons. Add-ons are like, let's say, for example, this is a perfect example. Let's say you're teaching an online course, and part of the online course is that there is a coaching call in there, but you can create an add-on. See, this is where that item pricing gets important. You can say, well, you can also purchase additional coaching calls. So for just your basic coaches, consultants, freelancers, even professional services, the ability to have a invoicing tool that allows you to think product out is just going to make your life infinitely easier.
Are you sure you're not in operations and backroom billing? Because you seem to know a lot about it there.
I never thought this is like, honestly, when they started talking about billing and they included me on this thing, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so not excited about billing. But I had my demo yesterday, and I had already been playing with the platform, and I had my demo yesterday. I'm like so excited. I'm sure we're going to talk about other features. I have a feature list I love, but I'm going to probably let you go on to Anita.
Oh, well, thank you. And can I ask you to ratchet up the enthusiasm just a little bit?
I'm telling you, I never thought I'd be so excited about an accounting app. I'm seriously.
So Anita, Small Business Trends has been around. We're coming up on what, 20 years, or is this? You're on mute, actually. You're on mute.
There we
There you
go. Okay. Yeah. So more than 20 years. We're coming up on 25 soon.
25. Wow. That's
Yeah.
amazing. And you are a traditional small business. You have people, actually, you got people all over. It's funny because there are some people that have been working with you on small business trends for years. You've never really met face to face, but you guys have worked, over the years. You put together this, it's an online publishing empire, kind of, so to speak. I like to call it that. And I know that you've had to deal with, putting together offers and trying to keep them, keep track of them, and to make sure you're getting everything invoiced and accounted for. So from your perspective, talk a little bit about how something like this helps you, kind of make sure you're able to focus more on the core of your business while still keeping track of the things that are important, like billing.
Well, absolutely. And you said something earlier about, well, billing, may not be that exciting, right? I'll tell you, it is absolutely exciting to me. Anytime you talk about getting money in the door as a business owner, I get excited. I mean, anything that helps us do that, I mean, I'm right there. I'm totally excited. So, yeah. So, in addition to my role as kind of a follower of what's going on in small business and expert there, we actually use Zoho Billing. We've used it for quite a while now, and we use a number of Zoho products. And one of the things I will say that we love about it is the way it, even I mentioned it has an interface that's just beautiful. And that's what our team said too. It's just like it's just so easy, it's so simple. We love that about it. But it also works very seamlessly with other services. Today everybody is moving to like electronic invoicing and electronic payments. I don't care who it is. I mean, if you have somebody come to your house as a handyman or a cleaning person to do cleaning, they're all charging, they have like a tablet or something like that, and they're sending you like a bill right there, and they ask you to sign right there. I mean, there's no more cash, there's no more paper. I mean, this is all electronic. And I think it's just been wonderful for the smallest businesses because it really simplifies things, but it also grows with you. And that's the thing about Zoho Billing. You can start as one person, but let's say you grow from a handyman into an HVAC company, and now you've got employees, and you've got employees all over, and you can be using this, and it's just takes all the hassle out of things. Now we connect with Stripe that actually handles our credit card payments for us. Beautiful interface there, very easy to do, seamless. It's no problem. We actually have our products in Zoho CRM because we use Zoho CRM, but I love what you were just saying about having the products in billing. So we might look at that to see whether that works. But the way we do it is we have our product catalog in Zoho CRM. We have all of our products listed, which for us are like sponsored articles and their advertising packages and different things like that. And we issue a quote or an estimate through Zoho CRM. Now, again, we might switch if we can do that through Zoho Billing, but it works really well. And then we actually have the person sign off using Zoho Sign. So it's all signed electronically. I mean, sometimes we get a sign off we've had a sign off on an estimate in 30 minutes. It's so fast when you do it. And then from there, we could just send them through billing for the payment, and it just works really, really well. So we love that. And so we're doing that, and we're seeing it everywhere. I looked back, and about 10 or 12 years ago, we wrote an article on small business trends about electronic invoicing apps and billing apps. And they were very rudimentary back then, and they were hard to do and stuff like that. But everybody thought that they were great. And now you fast forward to 10 years today, and things like Zoho Billing make it so simple. You don't have to work with, Zapier integrations and everything else. It's just so much is so easy now. It's just very, very easy.
Yeah, and just to add to what Anita was saying. So she was saying like she uses the quotes in CRM, right? So that's exactly what we do. Like, see, we allow that freedom and flexibility to the users. So we don't say like, oh, okay, we have quotes and you'll have to use when you are using Zoho Billing, you will have to use the quotes from Zoho Billing. So we seamlessly integrate. Again, it's not just within the Zoho ecosystem, but even outside the Zoho ecosystem, we make it literally easy. We have designed open systems, open APIs, and make it literally easy to use the product of your choice. So you can use part of the functionality that we offer. Along with that, you can also use some other product which actually complements it. We make all this literally easy for you as a customer.
I like the discussion around the integration of the different business applications that small businesses use, and how Zoho Billing, particularly with Anita's case, how the integration with Zoho CRM and Zoho Billing, it just streamlines processes that cross over applications and functions. And I think a lot of times small businesses feel like a lot of this stuff is really meant for much bigger businesses. But Siva, could you talk to a little bit about who can be using this, and who can benefit from this, from this kind of setup?
See, we have designed Zoho Billing for SMEs. Okay, so we also have another complementary product. We have a product called Zoho Invoice, which really small businesses can use. That product is completely free. It has a lot of exciting features. Again, I'm not going to talk about those features, but when it comes to Zoho Billing, it's for slightly larger SMEs. Okay, so very small companies can use Zoho Invoice. Slightly larger companies can actually use Zoho Billing. So the typical target is companies which are doing less than $100 million in revenue. Anywhere between like $1 to $100 million in revenue is a typical target for the Zoho Billing product.
Yeah.
And we try to, and as I mentioned earlier, the product is more horizontal platform, okay, which actually can be customized for your various requirements. So this can actually be customized for different verticals. Okay, so out of the box, we support a lot of business. Over and above that, this can also be customized for different verticals.
I'm going to go back to Ivana. Oh, go ahead, Anita. Go ahead.
Well, and I just want to say also that, like, from Zoho invoicing to Zoho Billing to other Zoho products, it's so seamless. Sometimes and there's a lot of like kind of overlap in features. It's not like in some company, you have some companies, they create one product here and they create one product there, and it's very hard to get from one to the other, but within Zoho, it's like you may not even realize that you're like just basically going from one to the other. It's just so seamless. It just works so easily. And you have a lot of choices, we use outside services too. We work together with Zoho, like Siva was saying. Like we use QuickBooks. We still use QuickBooks for the accounting, although we've looked at Zoho Books and are considering that. But I think that we just make everything work among everything, and it does all the tracking for you. It does all the automation. That's a real key thing that you need as a small business. You don't have time to do things, with manually downloading spreadsheets of data here or there, or copying, pasting, or jumping from one system to another to look at things. And especially as you grow, like when you start out really small, you can get away with doing a few manual things, but you're going to find that quickly it'll bring you to your knees. And we've been through that. I see Ivana shaking her head up there. You don't realize how fast you go to a point where it's just complex enough that you need to have all that automated.
Why don't you follow up on that, Ivana? Because you were shaking your head pretty vigorously there. So
yeah, because I started with, but I keep going. to the same thing. I started with spreadsheets. I had like 3 clients. Like, who needs, like, what? But then life got complicated and technology got complicated, where I used to just like receive a check, would show up in the mail. Now I can get paid through PayPal, Payoneer, ACH, whatever, right? The money's coming from like all these weird places, right? Including checks still. Some people still send me checks. So I think that that's where it got really complicated for me. And just managing those different payment systems and having those things integrated so that they funnel into the proper reporting for your taxes, which I do not like to deal with, right? This is why, but like I said, I don't think I've spent this much time in a platform like I did with Zoho Billing, because there's a couple, when you get to that, there's a couple marketing features I definitely want to talk about that have me jumping in my seat from excitement.
Well, geez, I don't want to keep you from jumping,
You're
but
gonna jump out of your seat, Ivana.
let me ask a quick question this evening. What is something that the customers may have a misperception or misconception about when it comes to billing software, or something that they don't know that would really change the way they viewed it?
See, when it comes to billing software, one of the most important things is people grossly underestimate the power of a billing software, right? So they just look at it as, okay, see, billing is mostly afterthought. Particularly if you actually look at SMEs, there are 2 things. One is pricing, other is billing. And if you look at SMEs, they don't spend time on both of this. There is SME have a very tough time pricing their product or pricing their service, and also on the billing part. And even if they spend time on pricing and they just ignore the billing part. Okay, so billing is generally an afterthought. They don't spend much time, and mostly it's like for them billing is about, okay, I just have to issue an invoice. That's it, right?
Yeah.
But actually, it's all about, if you actually look at billing, it's one of the most important touch point with the customer, right? So it all depends on how you look at it. Like, say for example, if you ask the marketing person, they will say like, yeah, this is today, in today's busy world, it is very difficult to get the attention of the customer, and billing is something through which you can very easily grab the attention of the customer, right? And if you make things easy in billing, the customers will be very happy, right? So when you give clarity in billing, customers are really, really happy, right? And using this touch point, we can have different stakeholders. Like, say for example, you talk to your sales guys, right? They can actually use billing to upsell things, right? One of the best example is buy now, pay later, right? So when customers come, they are hesitant to buy immediately. You can roll out an offer saying like, oh, okay, you have a BNPL now, you can actually buy this, and the chances of conversion is high, right? So most of the businesses actually look at billing as just issuing of invoice, and there it ends. But I would say a lot of things starts there. That is, you can actually use billing as an important customer touch point for upselling your products or services. Make things easy. Like most of the FinOps can actually be made easy if you have a really powerful billing system.
I was going to just say, billing, you separated billing and pricing, which I think is really cool, because I think a lot of people, a lot of small businesses who don't have a service like this spend way too much time on the billing processing and not enough time really figuring out what's the right price optimization that we should be putting out our stuff for. And because they're so in the weeds every week, month, whatever, trying to process billing, they get so much of their time chewed up with that. They're not able to think about new products, new pricing strategies. And so I think that's incredibly important the way you put it. And I like the customer aspect too, because a lot of times, if I'm doing like a monthly bill and I see, oh, there's an offer on my receipt here, oh, I'll just click here. Oh, now I'm trying out this new service. And all that has to be a part of not thinking of billing as not just a drudgery of work, but something that can be automated and used as a strategic entry point into extending the relationship with the customer, offering more service, getting more wallet share of them. Even though you're vigorously shaking and you talk about
I'm so
jumping.
excited.
So go ahead. I'm going to get out of your way.
Siva said the most important thing, which is making it easy for the customer to buy from you. I don't know how many times all of us have been in a situation where you want something, you're ready to buy, and just the entire purchase process has you so confused. I have bailed on like just a ton of things that they could have had my money and they failed. So I want to talk about these features that I'm so excited about. There's 2 features I'm super excited about. And feature number 1, talk about making it easy for your customer to buy from you, is the fact that Zoho Billing allows you to create these prices. Siva talked about the tax code. That's like super exciting. Didn't know that. But I did know that you can charge in your customer's currency. This is such a big deal. So many of my people in my community are selling from all over the world. And there's something strange that happens if you pay attention to your own reaction when you are purchasing a product that does not show your local currency. I consider myself to be a worldly person, and I don't think I discriminate and all that other kind of stuff. But when I land on a website and they're showing me pounds as British pounds to purchase something and not dollars, there's like a weird thing that happens in my head, and the purchase process just stops. Okay. So that's number 1. So being able to show in your currency, that makes it easy to buy. The second thing that Zoho Billing does that is just my favorite marketing feature, you can create plans and packages. And here's the best part. You can create plans and packages, but then they give you an embed code. So once you've created that plan and package, you can slap it up on your website with this handy dandy code, lots of beautiful designs. And then on top of that, when you make the change to the price inside of Zoho Billing, wham, bam, it's already live on your site. Just a great marketing feature.
Wham, bam. All right.
Yeah.
Even that's great. Steve, it looks like you got to add something to add to that.
Yeah, one quick thing that I would like to add is Ivana was talking about pricing in customers' currency, right? So we make it literally easy. Like, say, for example, let's say like you have 100 different products, right? And you sell it in 10 different markets. Managing all those is going to be very, very difficult, right? Because 10 different currencies, 10 different prices, the exchange rate and all those things. So Zoho Billing literally makes it easy for you. So we have something called the price list. So you can have different price list. You can have a dollar price list. You can have a INR price list. You can have a GBP price list. You can have different price list. So the best part is like we don't clutter. Like, say, for example, if all the pricing has to be listed in the product itself, then it creates a lot of clutter and people will get confused. Now the price list is maintained separately. So the product's base price is there. The base price can be in dollars, and then you have different price list. You have a price list for pounds. You have a price list for INR, like that, right? So we make it literally easy. The multi-currency sell. So we help business expand globally through all those features.
Wow, this is a ton of information in this 30 minutes. But Siva, first of all, this has been great, and I think this conversation has definitely opened my eyes because I hadn't thought about certain aspects, but I'll drill back into freeing people from billing allows them there's so many opportunities to think about their business and new products and services that they can easily get out there because they have a platform that doesn't make them have to kind of sit and spend more and more time with setups and things like that, as opposed to get it all set, automated, and now you can start thinking about, oh, I can add this product offering. Oh, I can add this kind of pricing strategy or a line in here. And so I think that this has been really interesting and taking something that some people might have thought or wasn't a lot to it. But as we've gone through this 30 minutes, there's way more to it than I think a lot of people really think about. And I don't know if they'll be as excited as Ivana, but I know they're going to be more excited about this from now. But maybe you could tell us a little bit more about where they can learn more about Zoho Billing.
So we have all the information in our website. So we have the URL is zoho.com/billing. So we have all the information in the website. So we have features walkthrough, like the we have the pricing listed in the website. Then we have listed all the features. We have the user manual, everything. So they just have to go to zoho.com/billing. All the information is available there.
Great. And I'll just do a quick round robin here. Last thoughts. We'll start with Ivana before she launches out of her seat.
I'm only going to say, if you dread dealing with money, pricing, offers, and all that other kind of stuff, invoicing, if you dread that type of thing, Zoho Billing puts you in control, super easy to use. Check it out. I mean, I hate accounting, and yeah, I'm excited. So check it out.
Oh, excuse me, Anita.
The most fascinating thing I heard here from Siva, which I think is just amazing, is how they flipped the paradigm. So instead of billing being this tail end thing that you do, it does all of that, just to get the money in the door. Yes, it does that. But what he's really described is that they've made billing, because it's, the touch point of reaching the customer. They've made it into kind of this center of things so that it's more powerful and so that you can get more from it. And that's what I was very surprised to hear that, and delighted to hear that, actually. Very, very interesting. And congratulations, Siva.
Thank you. I would say small businesses actually underestimate the billing problem. So my suggestion is, don't underestimate billing problem. Don't look at billing as a headache. Look at it as an opportunity, and that can actually open up a sea of opportunity for you. That's me.
Awesome. Great pieces of advice. And I couldn't agree more. I think it's something that people overlook, and they look at it in a certain way, where after this discussion, I hope you broaden your horizons and look at it in a completely different way, because I think it's something that can actually help launch your business in terms of getting things that need to get done set and automated, and allowing you to focus on some of the other parts of your business. So this has been great. Thanks to everyone for being a part of this, and thanks to everybody who is watching. And have a great rest of the week, and enjoy billing. I never thought I'd say that before, but I think you can with this. Thanks. Have a great rest of the day.